Greetings, it's the Creator, back in action. Get ready for a weekly dive into the extraordinary. I'll be your guide through the most gripping events in the world of mysteries. Tune in and join me as we navigate the top of the list. Make sure to subscribe, share, and hit the notification bell. Before we begin, click the subscribe button. Let's make a commitment. 10 horror films inspired by real-life events. Now let's begin. At number 10, Annabelle, 2014. Annabelle comes home, still. The doll is based off a Raggedy Ann doll that was gifted to a young nurse. But after a string of mysterious events occur, including a traumatic experience with the nurse's boyfriend, the nurse and her friend invited a medium over, who stated that the doll was inhabited by the spirit of a deceased 7-year-old named Annabelle Higgins. The doll, allegedly cursed by a demonic spirit, has been blamed for violent attacks and at least 2 near-death experiences. The allegedly haunted Raggedy Ann doll is kept in the Occult Museum owned by paranormal investigators Ed and Lorraine Warren with a message under her glass case reading, "Warning, positively do not open." Number 9, The Conjuring, 2013. Patrick Wilson and Vera Farmiga play Ed and Lorraine Warren, demonologists known for investigating the Lutz family. The Conjuring draws on a previous case of theirs that involved a creepy doll. Number 8, The Possession, 2012. The Possession originated from an eBay listing for a Dybbuk box, accompanied by a horror story written by its owner, Kevin Manis. In Hebrew folklore, a Dybbuk is a malicious spirit that has the ability to haunt and possess the living. Number 7, The Haunting in Connecticut, 2009. In 1986, the Snedeker family rented a home in Connecticut that turned out to be a former mortuary. Well-known demonologists Ed and Lorraine Warren declared the home to be overrun by demons. The experiences of the Snedeker family provide the inspiration for what happens to the Campbell family in The Haunting in Connecticut. Number 6, The Exorcism of Emily Rose, 2005. The story of Emily Rose is loosely based on that of Anneliese Michel, a young German woman who underwent an exorcism and later died from malnutrition and dehydration. Her parents and the priests involved were charged with negligent homicide following her death. Number 5, The Amityville Horror, 1979. The Amityville Horror draws on the real experiences of the Lutz family during the 28 days they spent in their Amityville, NY, home at 112 Ocean Avenue. 13 months before the family moved in, Ronald DeFeo Jr. had murdered 6 members of his family in the house. The Lutz's experiences launched a series of books and is the basis for 11 films. Daniel Lutz, the eldest of the Lutz children, spoke about his experiences publicly for the first time in the documentary My Amityville Horror, released in 2012. Number 4, Scream, 1996. The 1996 original slasher film that would spawn a franchise was inspired by the Gainesville, Florida, mutilations in which several young people were murdered in the Florida community. After screenwriter Kevin Williamson watched a television special on the Gainesville murders, the story inspired what would be a script about a knife-wielding killer. Number 3, Poltergeist, 1982. The 1982 classic co-written by Steven Spielberg tells the story of a family whose home was built on a burial ground and plagued by its violent spirits. The premise of the story was based on the Herman family, who claimed that their Long Island, New York, home was haunted by a poltergeist due to objects mysteriously flying around the house. The family, who eventually moved, believed the events were due to the home being near a Native American burial site. Number 2, The Texas Chainsaw Massacre, 1974. The 1974 film centered on chainsaw murderer Leatherface is loosely inspired by the life and crimes of killer Ed Gein, also known as the Butcher of Plainfield, or Plainfield Ghoul, in the 1950s. Gein exhumed corpses from graveyards and made keepsakes from their bones and skin. Gein also had a history of wearing women's clothes as Leatherface does in the original film. Before concluding this video, remember to click the subscribe button, give it a like, and share it to help expand this channel and access more free videos. The TOTL, top of the list. At number 1, The Exorcist, 1973. The Exorcist continues to frighten audiences years after its 1974 debut, but the film's inspiration is just as chilling. The film's premise is based off the case of 14-year-old boy known as Roland Doe. In 1994, it was reported that Doe was possessed by something sinister, and an exorcism was performed on him by priests. The exorcism reportedly had to be stopped because Doe ripped off and threw a piece of mattress spring at the priest. Red scratches would appear on Doe a few days later with marks spelling out, Louis. The circumstances surrounding Doe continue to be a mystery. In the movie it was played by Linda Blair, a young girl.